Yes, we are live. This is Charts247. I train traders how to trade in harmony with the market. So this morning is the 23rd of September 2024. We are doing the London session live analysis. Today, before I start, I want to welcome you that have joined this morning, okay? And this is one of the key things we like to do at Chart247 Academy. Especially Forex trading preparation is key to everything we do. Okay, so I've done the portfolio selection yesterday. Okay, this is key to our methodology. So today we're going to be looking at the result of the portfolio selection that we did. So we have the buy pairs and the sell pairs on the chart. So we have the strong pairs, the pound, the Japanese yen, the Australia dollar, and the euro. Then we have the weak pairs as the Canadian dollar, the US dollar, and the Swiss francs. For some of you, this is the first time you're seeing this trend scanner. Basically, what I like to do, we run this scanner on the 15 minutes chart, the 1 hour, and the 4-hour chart. The idea is to find the corresponding trend on all these time frames. Okay, that gives you a confirmation of the currency strength index portfolio selection, basically. So if we look at this chart, okay, yesterday, this is the currency strength index strong pairs. This is the currency index weak pairs. Okay, so technically the pound card, the US dollar, Japanese yen, these are the pairs we have: the US dollar yen, the Swiss yen, the pound dollar as a buy pair, the pound Swiss as a buy pair, the Aussie card as a buy pair. So going on to the scanner, we can see we have on this 15 minutes chart the pound US dollar as an uptrend on the 15 minutes chart, and on the 1 hour chart the pound US dollar is a strong uptrend as well. If we come on the 4-hour chart, the pound dollar is there. So what we've done is we've classified it as an uptrend, and that confirms the work we've done yesterday. So if we go to the chart, this is the 15 minutes chart of the US dollar, Japanese yen. Let's go to the pound US dollar. Okay. So the pound dollar, this is the pound dollar. Okay, so we want to open all these pairs so we can find the one to trade. So we have another one here, the Australian dollar, Japanese yen. But as you can see, Aussie is a buy pair, yen is a buy pair. So this is not a pair we want to take because it's not confirmed by the currency strength or the portfolio selection we did yesterday. Okay. the Australian dollar, US dollar, because Aussie is a buy pair, US dollar is a sell pair, and that is uptrend on the scanner. So we go to the chart, we want to open the Australian dollar, US dollar. I'm just going to refresh this chart. See that? So again, we do the same for the US dollar, Canadian dollar. Okay, this is a downtrend on the scanner, but if we look at the portfolio selection, US dollar is a sell pair, Canadian is a sell pair. So that is not a pair that I would like to trade. Okay, so technically, from what we have, we are only left with two choices here, and those choices are, I'll probably say three choices. Okay, we have the Australian dollar, the pound dollar, and the US dollar Japanese yen. Let me check the scanner again if we have the dollar yen there. We cannot trade the US dollar Japanese yen this morning, so we only have the pound and the, I'm gonna close this. So basically we are left with these two pair, pound dollar and the Australian dollar, for as a buy pair. So let's do the analysis. So the pound US dollar, we went through a little bit of consolidation. Price is breaking down nicely. Okay, we have a new wave structure forming 0, 1, 2. This is a structural point here, the 4. So we have seen a lower momentum high. We want to buy based on all the portfolio selection that we've done and the currency strength. Okay, this could be a nice area to buy from as long as the price remain above the 132.67 for a break of the momentum high 5 here. Okay, and I'm doing this now on the trading view. Technically, we cannot sell this now, even if the price break here. If the price break the 132.67, I will not take the short, because if you look at this, this is a strong uptrend. Look at that on the 15-minute chart. This is a strong uptrend, and we don't want to be fighting against the tide. Basically, this is an opportunity for us to go long. So I'm just preparing the trading view chart so that we can execute some trade. So that is the 4 price that I was referring to on the MetaTrader. Okay, you can see how price came here. We didn't close below this price point. Okay, and for us, what will constitute to a buy is if we see a green dot candle coming off this low, this 132.68 was the price here. 132.68. Once we start to see a green dot candle, that will be a buy for us. So what I've done is I've placed the Fibonacci on the price. We can do the same on the trading view. Looking for a buy zone. As you can see, we've come here once. This is the second attempt to buy from this area. Sellers are pushing the price into this buy zone. This is a discounting of price. Okay, at this high, the price became too high, they discounted it. It became too high, they discounted it. So now we know what we are looking for. We are looking for a green dot candle from this area. If we don't see it, we are not going to do anything with this market. Okay, we want to buy or do nothing with the pound US dollar. That is the trade we want to take. So let's look at the Australia dollar US dollar. So as you can see, the Australian dollar, we have a momentum high here, which was created sometime last week. This high, okay. Price gave us a new wave structure that is counting to the upside right now. We have 0, 1, 2. The 2 is currently ongoing, even though the sellers are interested at this high, but the momentum is still to the upside. Okay. How do we approach the Australian US dollar? The simple way to do that is also to use the Fibonacci. I'm going to use this swing Fibonacci from this structure to this momentum high. Okay. So price has come into the buy zone, and this one is actually looking more of a pair, of a ready-made pair basically. Now we can see the price has been discounted into the buy zone. Okay, then we are looking for a green dot candle. Basically, that is what we are looking for. The green dot candle in the Australian dollar, a green dot candle in the pound US dollar. That will constitute our entry. If we have an entry, where are we going to put our stop loss? Today is Monday. We have to be very nimble with our trades. Okay, that's the beginning of the week. We want to take quick profit or a quick loss. Basically, that's what you want to be doing on Monday morning, because we have to remember New York is not open yet, so we don't have the full market participants participating in all these currency pairs. So that is something we have to bear in mind. So what I'm going to do quickly is to work with the trading view chart so that I have the pound and the Australian dollar side by side, so we can have a look at them together. Okay, so okay, so I've got the pound and the Australian dollar side by side, so we can keep an eye on these pairs together. And what you're doing here is very important. When you have an objective state of mind, you're not thinking, should I be buying or should I be selling? We know at this moment in time, based on the portfolio selection we did yesterday, based on the analysis of the trend scanner this morning, the high probability trade we want to be taking is to buy the Australian dollar and the pound and sell the US dollar based on the currency strength and the trend of the market. Okay, so now is the time that you have to just be patient. Okay, we're not going to jump the gun. We know what we're looking for. We will find an entry above this candle here on the Australian dollar, because if the price should close above this candle, that will give us a green dot candle that we're looking for, something like this, something like this. And the same thing on the pound US dollar. Okay, that will give us a green dot candle, and that will be our buy signal. Okay, that's basically an entry confirmation. This one, however, this is technically an internal structure. This low, the open of the day, the market opened here, rallied. Okay, and this is a discount for the people that did not get involved from this swing low to this high. Okay, so same thing we can do here. Let's visit the portfolio selection again, because this is very important. We have all these pairs, but we are only focusing on two pairs. This is very important that you do this. While we are waiting for the Australian dollar and the pound US dollar, I want to take a look at the Japanese yen pairs, because based on what we saw yesterday, the yen in the last 6 weeks, the yen lost some of its power. Basically, the yen has been the strongest pair on the board, but now from 8 it has dropped to 7. That is important, and we want to look at the US dollar Japanese yen. That might be a trade for later on today. We want to look at the Canadian dollar Japanese yen. So I'm going to use the MetaTrader chart, okay, while we're waiting for the Australian dollar. We're not trading those pairs now, but it is a good exercise to have a good understanding of what is going on the pairs that we trade on a regular basis. So let's look at the US dollar Japanese yen. So I posted a trade on Friday, and I said this price point here, we don't want price trading above it. And as you can see, the price has traded above it. This is looking strong. Okay, we have a downtrend on the 4-hour chart, but the 15-minute chart is looking very strong. We've seen a completed wave structure here. We have 5. We've seen another second wave structure completed. That is a trend. Okay, but the trend will develop from a smaller time frame. It will correct itself, and it will go to the next higher time frame. It will correct itself, and it will go to the next higher time frame. So we can't be overly bearish on the US dollar Japanese yen from what we can see on this chart. Okay, but also we have some good level of engagement. So if price, let's say during the New York session today, we see price trading around this 141.73 or 141.94 area, this bullish swing order block here. That could be a good area of engagement to buy the US dollar Japanese yen. But we will know that definitely we are not buying the direction of the trend, but this is a buyable secondary trend basically. Okay, I'm going to do the Cardian as well, just to see if we have a similar picture going on. Okay, so the Cardian, look at that. That one has broken down. Okay, we've seen a new bearish wave structure, but let's look at the wave structure that happened last week. We have 0 1 2 3 4 5. That's the first completed wave structure, followed by a reset 1 2 3 4 5, and price has traded above the second wave structure. This is bullish. Okay, on the 15 minutes chart, the Cardian is stronger than the US dollar Japanese yen based on the price and the wave structure. And what we are doing here is actually, some of this is more important than taking trades. Okay, you will take your trades, but having a broader understanding and a mental picture of what is going on is very important. Okay, I'm not going to buy the yen pairs like I said this morning. That is a no. Okay, we like to have a flow from the portfolio selection to the strength, to the trend scanner. That gives us a balanced view of the market, but we don't have that with the yen pairs. But that anything can happen this afternoon. That may change. Okay, so going back to our pairs this morning. Okay. Time now is 8:53. So the Australian dollar is holding nicely inside this buy pair. Okay, we don't want this price to be trading below this buy pair. The pound has more distance to cover in the buy pairs, and also we've seen the first break into that, and this is the second break. So ideally, you don't want this thing breaking below the 61.8. This one has traded slightly, and this is very important. I always emphasize on close for those that are doing the mentorship. Okay, look at this. 3 times price has traded below the 61.8, but they closed above it. The second candle traded below it slightly, closed above it. This is the third attempt to break below the 61.8. Okay, and they are coming back above it. That is why this is very important. If they start to close below it, that means in a simple to use a simple explanation, the buyers have level of engagement. You think of yourself as if you want to buy something. Is there value in that thing? Okay, if that thing has lost its value completely, there's no point in you investing in it. There's no point in you getting involved in it. And that is why we have this buy zone for an uptrending market, or sell zone for a downtrending market. This buy zone, we don't want price trading below it. If price is trading comfortably at the 76.4 area, then that does not represent a good market for us to be buying, because the confidence of the buyers is no longer something that we can trust. Okay, but if the buyers are still very strong in this market, we don't want this price closing and trading below the 61.8. So that is another nugget there for you guys to keep in mind for future trades. Okay. So we've got 3 minutes before this session is going to end in 10 minutes, or let's say 13 minutes. So we have our entry price point. Okay, let me just do this as a label. Okay, so we want to go long above this candle high 6809. I'm going to set some technical stop loss as well. So 6809 for Australian dollar. Okay, it's very important to wait for price to confirm, because you have a signal doesn't mean you're going to have an entry. So we have to have it in mind that when we are taking trades, if we come back above here, technically this is a valid pullback. Okay, ABC down. Okay, that will be a conservative stop loss for the Australian dollar. Okay, we've traded below it once, so that is good. That will be our okay. And this low, which is the starting point, will be your technical stop loss. That's the Australian dollar. Okay, that will be your technical stop loss. Ideally, initial stop loss, you should use the technical stop loss for initial stop loss. Once you get into profit and the trend is going in your direction, you can use the conservative stop loss as a trail stop to close in the risk basically that you're exposed to, and the rest we can manage it manually. Okay, the pound US dollar is very, as in, weaker than the Australia based on this price action this morning. Okay, but generally speaking, the the pound is stronger. So now we are seeing a green dot candle coming into the Australian dollar. Okay, that is a green dot candle, and if this should close, I'll probably wait for the end of this candle before I end this session. So let's say we end this session at 9:15. Okay, this will be a buy if this candle should close as it is right now. Okay, then we can exercise this stop loss. I use this as a initial stop loss, and once you get into profit, we can lock in the profit, at least reduce the risk using the conservative stop. Okay, and this is very important. Look at how price stopped inside the buy zone. So if the buyers are going to buy, this is their last chance this morning. Okay, if this price starts to go below this area, okay, don't waste your time. You don't have to take the trade. Okay, you will always have another opportunity, maybe during the New York session. Okay, that is very important. The pound, look at this. This thing is closing lower, but you can see we are still in the buy zone. Okay, and you are looking at 61.8 is still very far from where the price is. So be careful with the pound. There's more, this carries more risk. Okay, if you buy anything from where you are right now, you have to be sure. Okay, so if I have to take any trade this morning, okay, even though this is a buy pair as well, but based on what I can see, you can see this is breaking down, this one is holding steady. Okay, and if you are looking to buy, which one will you buy? That's a question. I know which one I will buy. If this thing starts to go up, I'll take the pound, the Australian dollar, and ignore this one for now, unless the price starts to break above the price point here. So we can actually bring this down now on this one. Okay. So you can see I'm not labeling the pound because I can't see a technical reference. Even looking at the 4-bar candles, I can't see a technical reference to that will convince me to take any buy from where we are right now, even though we know we want to buy, but you just have to be patient. And this is trading. It can be boring, but it's interesting at the same time. The job has been done, the the preparation has been done. We're just looking for execution, and that's what we do during the London session, New York session, Tokyo session, whichever session you want to trade. This is what you have to do. Okay. Let me explain some things on this template. Very simple template, but powerful in terms of what we have. There are a few things on this chart. Okay, if you look at, there's something that looks like a scissors. It is a scissors actually. This, when this is at the high, okay, and you can see multiple of them at the high, or let's say the last high give you a scissors, and you have a flat support and resistance like this. This represents a structure, this represents a direction. So technically, Australian dollar looks fantastic. Okay, this is a pair that I will trade because everything based on the price, based on the currency strength, based on the trend, everything is saying the same thing. And based on the tools that we use, we don't have many indicators on the chart, even though you might see different lines. These are just printed by the wave structure because it's calculating the range of this market. This is a good pair to buy, Australian dollar. With the pound, scissors is at the bottom. Okay, you see the reason why I'm not too sure about the pound, even though it's a buy pair. If we have a buy signal, we're going to buy it because what we don't do is pick and choose. Okay, but also you have to trade what you see. Okay, it's like trying to put your hand underneath a falling knife. Basically, if you go and press buy now, okay, this thing is coming down, why should you buy that? But this one has come down, stayed above, you see the buy zone, and is turning around. Okay, so we want to wait for the close, 10 minutes to go, and if this thing should close above any of this candle, I will close my eyes and I'll buy it, and I'll place my stop loss at the 67.95, which is the conservative stop loss, because I don't want price coming down. Technically you should use here, but this morning, like I said before, the New York session is not, we don't have the full capacity of traders trading right now. So just take it step by step. Okay, I like to trade Monday morning, just I don't like exposing myself too much at this time of the day. Okay, so 10 more minutes to go and we can round this up. Okay, while we're waiting, can we? I think we should look at what is happening this week in terms of oh, what happened to Forex Factory? Okay, yes, I like to use Forex Factory. Can look at the economic calendar for the week. There we go. Last week we had a lot of major news in the foreign exchange market. So this week, today 8:15 euro, this has already happened. Everything is red. Pound 930. This is probably why the pound is behaving the way it's behaving. Okay, so we're probably going to see the true color after 9:30 this morning, after this manufacturing PMI news on the pound. This afternoon, US dollar flash manufacturing PMI. Okay, then tomorrow is a big day for Australian dollar. 5:30 a.m. the cash rate, then the statement follows. Okay, Bank of Japan governor is speaking tomorrow as well. Then US dollar consumer confidence. Wednesday, nothing much. CPI Australian dollar. Then we have a free. Nothing much to worry about with this news on Wednesday. Thursday, Swiss. I don't like Swiss personally. So expectation is for them to reduce the interest rate by 0.25%. The GDP US dollar on the Thursday and the unemployment claims. This will probably move the market a little bit, okay? Because all these news, the quantitative analysts are betting on them even starting from today. So let's see how the price is going to react. And Federal Reserve Chairman Powell is speaking at 2:30 on Thursday. And Friday, nothing much is happening. The CAD and the US dollar. We have the GDP on the CAD and the PCE price index on the US dollar. Okay, so it, looking at this economic calendar for the week commencing the 23rd of September, nothing much to be worried about in terms of the economic news. So we should have a better week in terms of directional move for the price. Last week, like I said, last week was a major week for all this news. The only one that is worth, I believe, you can pay attention to is the cash rate that is coming up tomorrow on the Australia and the Swiss franc. I don't trade Swiss franc, so I try not to worry myself too much about what I don't get involved in. So nearly there. So we've got 3 minutes, 8 seconds on this candle. So like I said before, I'll prefer to buy the Australia. If we can look at the pounds after 9:30, okay, if you are interested in taking the pound, you can wait for the news to come out, probably wait for another two candles for the news to be digested basically. Then look for, you don't want to buy pounds below the 61.8%, okay, the below the 132.24. Anything above it, as long as we see a close above any of this previous candle, that will be a buy signal for us. We don't need to wait too much. The Australian dollar, I'm going to take this trade if I see a close above any of the previous candle, especially if the price come above the 68.09. I think that is it for this morning. Okay, I don't need to hold you guys for longer. If you are trading this morning, just be careful. Use these levels like as I've highlighted. The pound, I couldn't give you any definite key levels to watch out for, because that price hasn't given us any of that. We need to see a turn, maybe this structure. Okay, if I'm going to give you something, that's a key level, but 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we have a lower high 5 and price is breaking here. Pound is not it's very tricky. Okay, in the short term this thing is breaking key levels. Okay, but the news has to come out, the news has to correct this before I get involved in the pound. So that is my last and the parting word for pound this morning. Australian dollar will be the trade that I will keep an eye on if I see a buy in this one. But also you have to remember, you don't have to trade. Another good trading is not trading. Okay, another good trading is to learn to go and do something else, walk your dog or do something else if you don't have a trade. The key to successful trading and consistency in trading is not to force the issue. Okay, so that is it for this morning, and keep an eye on keep an eye out for any updates that I post on YouTube, Instagram, on all the social medias that we do. I wish you a successful trading, guys, and God bless. Take care.